everybody. Good morning. I told you I was gonna be trying new things, y'all. So this one right here is called Riverside. Riverside.fm. Now it wouldn't let me upload a picture. That's why I'm a little late. That's why I was trying to figure it all out, and it's a little bit different than the rest. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. It's a little different. You know what I mean? But I am trying. So we're trying something new here. This is the Riverside FM one. Can everybody hear me okay? Does it sound alright? I ain't never tried this one. This one's a little weird. Good morning, James. Good morning, Shonda. Good morning, Ray. How y'all doing this morning? Yeah, this one's a little bit different, so I'm trying to learn something new, y'all. This is Riverside FM. I thought I'd try that this morning and see how it works. So we on a new one. We on a different streaming platform this morning than we normally are. Okay, okay. I just making sure. Just making sure. Good morning, Room Shaker. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, so we trying a different streaming platform this morning. I've been doing Restream. I can go back to Restream. I was just trying to check this one out. Somebody I saw it and didn't know you could add in videos and audio. I know that I was not able to upload my picture here. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying out something new for everybody. So this is Ripperside.fm. It's a different streaming platform. So far, I've tried obviously StreamYard, obviously the EvuMax one, and now Restream, and now this one. I am going to be looking into different ones so that we'll all know what is best. So far on this one, and we'll see how it performs. So far it seems okay. It works good if you are. I would say this would be more if you're trying to do like I would say like a podcast situation, and you're all wanting to be on camera and stuff like that. So far that's what I'm seeing, but we're gonna see how it performs today, and I will give y'all an honest review. On all the ones I've tried so far. So let's hopefully see how this works. You know. Good morning, Shaker. Good morning, Shonda. Good morning, Ray. I hope all y'all are having a beautiful, blessed hump day. Now, what I had seen this morning, y'all, I woke up early this morning. I slept all day yesterday, child. I guess I'm still sick because y'all know I can't be taking naps like that, or I don't. And the only way I take a nap is if I'm real sick. And I slept all day yesterday. All day. I did. I slept all day yesterday. And so I had to wake up this morning. As soon as I woke up, I saw that Lemon was still on, so I went over there. I went over there, you know, to chill with Lemon for a minute, and because I heard people in the chat saying he needed a screen share. Well, y'all know if I know anybody needs a screen share, and I'm in the chat, and if I have the time, I don't mind jumping up and helping with the screen share. Now I didn't know what we was screen sharing, but I found out we were screen sharing supposedly where Just Krista had said that somebody needed to call the CPSs on Miss Pizarro, Miss Intel. I didn't know that's what we were screen sharing. I was just trying to help. Y'all know me. I always be trying to help folk. But I will say that when ODS ended up doing it. And thank you, ODS child, because I was half asleep and didn't know what video we was trying to share, child. I was just like, somebody tell me what video, what timestamp. You know what I'm saying? Um, and so I did my normal thing where I jump up there and I try to help folk. Um, but then just Lemon ended up ending that live, and at the end of that live, he said he was going to do a show called "For the Love of Lemon." Now, since Lemon, you're gonna be the contestant. If you need help with a host, just let people know. It could be me or anybody else if you want. Um, I would say try to get Mrs. Intel as your host. That's just me. I'm just saying. Hey, the D Ham Show. Good morning. But that's what he said this morning, y'all. He said that he was talking about doing it, and then Just Crystal was up there and she jumped down and she went live, and so I was over there visiting. Yeah, Miss Shonda do be coming over here visiting. And I'll be visiting her. But so went over there and I went to Just Krista's and she was talking about that, and then supposedly she had said something in before I got there to ODS. So I didn't hear that part, and so I was sitting there listening, and she was going off on Mrs. Intel. She was going off on the peoples in chat who was sitting there saying stuff. This is and she was talking about how if you are going to be on here all that time and you supposedly got a husband and children, then how you got time for them, teaching them their ABCs and one two threes. Oh yeah, Ray. Crystal was at Lemon's house. She was over there at Lemon's house. Now Lemon said he's single, and Crystal said that he may have been single for like 3 seconds. That's what she said. And then ODS went live, child. And let me tell you something. ODS was going in, child. If y'all didn't catch ODS's live this morning, y'all should totally go catch it. He went a little woo. I was like, ODS done jumped off the porch. I was like, woo, sweet baby Jesus. So ODS jumped off the porch, y'all. He jumped off the porch. Y'all know ODS don't mind jumping off the porch. Now I did want to say this early this morning. Congratulations to our beautiful uh the Miss O. She did graduate yesterday. I heard it was a beautiful ceremony. It was amazing. So what I'm gonna do right now, if you feel like blessing her, you don't have to, but if you feel like blessing her and giving her a congratulatory, congratulations on her her graduation. I dropped Demus O's cash app in the chat box. So if you feel like blessing her for her graduation, you can. You know what I'm saying? She also does have on her backup channel. It's the Miss O2. She has, a registry up of things that, she's asking for her graduation. So, make sure I'm telling folk about it because, the Miss O be showing me love, so I want to show her love. But she did graduate yesterday, so congratulations, Demon. So I hope you had the best day yesterday with your family and yourself. I heard you was looking cute, girl. I heard you was looking cute. Are you gonna let us see like you getting your diploma? I mean, I understand why you wouldn't. I get it, but I love seeing people all dressed up in their cap gown. Maybe just a picture of you in your cap and gown and how cute you was looking would be enough. You don't even have to show the diploma, so people won't be knowing where you at on the end. But like just, a cute little photo of you in your little cap and gown. I'm just saying. Hey, Tay Bay Love, that would be good enough. I'm just saying. I just love to see people all dressed up and looking cute. Maybe that's just me. I will say that I did see that yesterday. Also, where I talked to Z Sarah about Candor this morning when I was in Just Christus, he did tell me he wasn't talking about me. He was talking about Uppity. So I guess him and Uppity got beef. Candor and Uppity, I guess they got beef. He said he wasn't talking about me, child. But the reason I thought it was for me, and I'm gonna explain that, I thought it was for me was because I was the one that said I was gonna be the test dummy. And so when he said, "Yeah, you a dummy," I was like, "Are you talking about me?" So that's why I thought it was for me. Um, normally I don't assume because we all know what you do when you assume. But because I had just said that and then that was in chat, I obviously thought it was for me, right? I did. I really did. So maybe I shouldn't have done that. But um, you know, So that's the way I had saw y'all. And then was over there. Now I will say that some people on the streets now, this is what the streets are saying. Don't get mad at the messenger. Some people on the streets are saying that Just Krista don't want to come at Tracy for two reasons. One, their birthdays are coming up and they're supposed to do something special for that. And two, people are saying she afraid of Tracy. I'm not confirming nor denying it. That's just what the streets is saying, child. That's what the streets is saying. I'm just repeating what the streets is saying. Okay. I only repeat what I see. Now, I will say Miss Ronnie IQ, I was watching her this morning and she had something go on with her StreamYard and she had to start up a new live and it was acting crazy for her this morning. So she said it was too they said it was too much traffic. I'm like, I would have been so mad. Good morning, Miss Coffee. I would have been so mad if I paid all that money and my StreamYard was acting like that. Child, $45 for some StreamYard and it would be acting like that. Mm-mm. So I'm trying out this new one right quick. I don't know how much I like that one so much. This one, we're going to see. It does have a thing to where if people want to come up and they have like bad connection that it can do it in lower resolution for them. But I don't know how I like this one so far. But that's what I had saw. And then, Teleport Tuesday happened last night. So there was a lot that happened on Teleport Tuesday. Um, you know, um, I didn't get to catch it all. So maybe I missed some things. Um, but I do know that there is a lot going on with the situation with Just Krista and all that, and I do know that there's a lot going on. So we having some fights. Oh, and Just Krista 39 minutes ago, this said, y'all tell ODS to check Just Krista's community wall because it says, ODS, is this really what you want? You better go all the way back in the corner. Some dog gonna wear, but don't worry. I owe you one from this morning, a little light. I don't know who you think you are. Uh, oh, I don't know who you think you talking to. Got it? Okay, I thought she said. I just read her community wall. That's what she said, child. That's what she said. So ODS, I don't know if you hear that, but she said, "Is that what you really want? Is that what you really want?" That's what Just Krista said on her community wall. So I guess ODS and Just Krista. Now ODS said in his live that's all the time he got for her. What he said this morning. That's what he said. He said that's all the time he got for her. He don't care. But we don't know. ODS might be feeling froggy later. He might get his coffee and start his day and do his stuff, and he might decide, you know what, I got something to say. So we might find out later on that one. But Miss Tracy, good morning. Hey, beautiful. Um, I tell you what, that's what Krista said, y'all. That's what Krista said on her community wall. She said she called ODS out. She said, ODS, is this really what you want? You better go back all the way back in the corner. Some doggone well. She said she owe him one for this morning and a little light. I don't know who you think you're talking to. Got it? Ooh, chat. I didn't even know it was just Chris's video that we was trying to screen share this morning. Um, have a good day at therapy, Miss Tracy. And you could be over here listening and getting your life while you getting therapy. Um, but I don't know. I don't know, y'all. This situation looked like it may ramp up. So we're gonna see what happened for the rest of the day. But just Christy trying to call out ODS, and y'all know how ODS is, so we'll have to see. Child, I don't know if he gonna say something. But y'all see ODS on the street, tell him he need to catch her community wild, or tell him come over here and I tell him what it says. Y'all know I will. But I didn't even know it was just Chris's video. We was trying to screen share this morning because I was half asleep and I was just trying to help. Y'all know how I be. I just heard that he needed a screen share. I didn't. ODS said he was on his tablet, so I was like, you know what? I'll pop up there and I'll help. And so y'all know I just be trying to help folk. But I didn't even know whose video we was talking about at the time because I had just woke up and walked in the room, y'all. I had just woke up. And I was like, ooh, what's going on, child? But that's what had happened was. So I'm gonna scroll down here. I'm over here checking the community walls so that I don't miss nothing on the community walls right quick. I'm checking all the good community walls to make sure we didn't miss no good tea. Now I will say that, also, what was it that I learned yesterday? Oh, Ben Zone, y'all. Hey, Miss LaKendra, good morning. Ben Zone's supposed to be talking about doing a moaning contest. Now that's what Benzone was talking about yesterday in her live. She was talking about, she done talked to her partner and everything's cool, but she talking about doing, a moaning contest. Okay, so that's what we know about Benzone yesterday. Okay, I'm checking the community walls right now, y'all. I'm checking. Now I will say, did y'all see what had happened yesterday on passes? Um, what over there had happened on passes with Uppity? I didn't understand when Uppity got up there. She was talking about it when she was talking about they had a sisterhood, they had a back chat, and it involved K Fit, Sparkle Libra, and it involved Trinigal. And what was the other person that it involved? Now I know it involved K Fit, Oh, okay, I think that was it. Uh, and they were talking about something how they had a chat, a private chat of some kind, and they was talking back there. And Uppity thought they was friends, and they was talking about something about releasing chat information. Now I don't know where that came from and why K Fit and Uppity are into it, or what happened, or if it and why Trinity Girl was involved and Trinity Gal and all that stuff. Like all I was trying to understand. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to understand what was going on there. But it was kind of a hard to understand situation because like where did it come from? I didn't catch where it even came from. It just all of a sudden when she was up there on passes, I heard about it, right? And I was like, "What's going on here? Why are y'all fighting? What happened? Can we get some backstory? Something, you know what I'm saying?" Um, I have no idea, but I do know that there was some kind of back chat, and they supposed to be like sisters, and they was giving each other their one uppance and saying, you doing good in this, and there was something about how K Fit has to pay out of pocket because she doesn't qualify for benefits for Jax, so she has to pay for out of pocket for everything that he does, and they were talking about that, and I'm like, where's this coming from? Where's this coming from? Like I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't understand where this is even coming from. It just all of a sudden popped up out of nowhere, in my opinion. Now, unless I missed a live somewhere, did anybody else catch where that may have came from? Because I didn't know they were even into it. I thought they were all like, I didn't even know they had a back chat. This was like news to me yesterday when I heard it. I have no idea, but supposedly they have like a chat together where they, they talk, and Uppity was talking about releases of information, and then Sparker Lieber said, well, then you're gonna be popping me too, and I ain't never did nothing to you. That's got personal information in there for me too. So I was like, huh? Like, she said it's got pictures and personal information and all that. And so, that's what she was telling her. Then I thought that was two different people at first until she said that the reason that, she had gotten upset, and that's why her secondary language had came out, because she talks two different languages, um, you know. And I was like, wait a minute, is that another person? I didn't know if, and no, it was the same person. It was Sparkle Libra both times, but I thought it was a secondary person, but it's because she got upset. So, her other side had came out. I get that because I do that sometimes. Like my crazy side come out, you'll hear a different side of me, right? But I was like, I don't even know where this is coming from, y'all. But anyway, so that's what I had seen over there at Pastor's house, right? And I was like, I don't even know where this is coming from, why y'all mad at each other. So, if anybody knows why they mad at each other, you could let me know because I have no idea. That was a strange one for me yesterday. Um, I didn't know what was going on. I really didn't. And why is, like, I know that Mrs. Intel and Krista's into it, but I heard like Bree got mentioned this morning, and I'm like, why is Bree mentioned? What happened while I was asleep, child? Like I can't even go to sleep and wake up and stuff just pop up out of nowhere. I'm like, can I just totally get some rest? But I will say that somebody need to tell ODS to check Just Krista's community well. Hmm. So if you know her private way to get in touch with him, tell him about it, child. Mm. Cause she sure did. She called ODS off the porch. I'm scrolling y'all on these community walls. Make sure I didn't miss nothing. Okay, so I think that I'm checking the community walls, make sure I didn't miss nothing. But so far, I think that's all that's going on right now. Um, we have that going on. Now, I will say that I think that's all that I see so far. I'm just trying to make sure. Um, I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling the community walls. I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling. Oh, there's some kind of update about the Wiley show, y'all. I need to go watch this. There's some kind of update on the Wiley show. Let me see. Oh, the Wiley show sentencing and court date. Um, So I'm gonna drop this link in the chat. This is to a person's video that's given oh, hey ODS. So ODS, let me tell you what had happened. Okay, so over there on Just Krista's community wall, she calling you out, child. Yeah, she said she calling you out. I'm gonna drop this link though. This is an update on the Wiley show. Well, VS has got on her community wall, but let me read the community wall for ODS right quick because I know he getting ready for work, y'all, and he probably can't see it. So I'm gonna read it to you, ODS, so that you can hear it word for word, verbatim off the community wall, so that you know. ODS, is this really what you want? You better go all the way back in the corner, some doggone where. But don't worry, I owe you one from this morning, a little light. I don't know who you think you talking to. Got it? That's what just Krista said to you, ODS. That's what she said. So I don't know if I thought you might want to know what was said about you. You have a good day at work too, and don't you know don't let it. I know you ain't gonna let it bother you, but I'm just saying. I don't like nobody having a bad day. Y'all know how my heart is. But that's what's on the community wall. That's what's on the community wall. So I thought I might let you know what was on that community wall. I was gonna let y'all know what was on the community walls. Hey, Lady Red. Good morning. Okay, so ODS said he already dragged her by his synthetic wig, her synthetic wig. He don't care. He said he already did his. He already did his. He don't care. And content is content. He did it this morning. He already dragged her by her synthetic wig. That's what he said this morning. And if y'all didn't catch ODS's live from this morning, y'all might want to go back and watch it. It was a good one, y'all. It was a real good one. I was like, whoo wee child. I was wanting to say sweet baby Jesus during some of it. I was ready to hide under the table. I had my popcorn and my holy water because sometimes I have to rebuke the spirits, and I was over there going, I was over there singing child to myself like, ooh, but I'm over here looking and I make sure we ain't missed none. Cause I did miss some of the stuff that happened yesterday. Cause I was, like I said, I was sleeping. Ooh, y'all here in about 20 minutes. Mother has a cleanup scheduled and it says nephew using trout. Let me clean up these lies. Ooh, who mother gonna clean up this morning? So I see mother's gonna be cleaning somebody up. hmm I had to let y'all know. So if y'all see in about 20 minutes, I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss nothing. Now y'all know about Lady Nika's ugly sweater challenge. Now she is having that on December the 21st at 8:30 p.m. And then we having this is the sector news you can use. We are having Leo the Lioness her charcuterie board challenge on the December the 14th, and it's gonna be um, ODS and Jay Dunn are co-host. Me, Mrs. Pizarro, Miss Bubbles, and there was one other person. We're gonna be the judges, y'all. We're gonna be the judges. She's already got her contestants. Everything's worked out. It's gonna be real pretty. It's gonna be real beautiful. Have a great day, ODS. Make sure you have a good day at work. Hope you don't have no craziness going today with no crazy folk. Hope you have a good day at work and a quiet day. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bless. I, s- I could. Why could I hear ODS in my brain going, "Bless your little heart, Charlie"? I swear, I love ODS's messy little tail, but I could totally hear him saying, "Bless Charlie's little heart." I don't know why I could hear that in my head. Uh oh, somebody done got Nubian Warrior off the porch. Who done mess with Nubian Warrior? She done said that she's gonna deep troll. She off the porch. I'm like, who done messed with the Nubian Warrior, y'all? She said she straight up off the poach. She done jumped off the poach, y'all. She said, let's go. Ooh, child. Nubian Warrior, baby. If you up in the clouds, let me know. Who done made you mad? Oh yeah, Queen V Tut. Thank you, Jay Dunn. It's Queen V Tut, me, Miss Bubbles, and why do I keep doing that? I keep forgetting folk. I don't know why I keep doing that. But anyway, I'm half asleep this morning, y'all. Even though I did sleep all day yesterday, but we're gonna have fun. So December the 14th, just write that down in your calendars. The charcuterie board challenge. All right, remember that, Miss Leo the lioness. We're gonna be having fun over there. You know what I'm saying. But who done made Nubian Warrior jump off the porch, child? Woo wee. I think it may be. Uh, I may be just Krista that she jumping off the porch for. Oh, it is just Krista. As I scroll down her community wall, she put in her title KRN Nubian Warrior and what the I think Nubian Warrior is jumping off the poach for that because I think that's what's done made her upset. So I think that's what's got Nubian upset. I think it may be just Krista, y'all. Woo wee! It's just a fighting day today, ain't it? Well, since we time about this kind of stuff, today is Wellness Wednesday, right? You know, we was talking about yesterday. We was talking about the mental health awareness. Well, I think we might need to think about mental health awareness today. Oh yeah, it's Queen V Tut, me, Bubbles, and Miss Pizarro. We the judges for Miss Leo the Lioness's charcuterie board challenge, y'all. So that's who's gonna be the judges, and Jay Dizzle and ODS is gonna be the co-host. So we're gonna have fun. I'm gonna write down all the contestants on my little piece of paper. Lady Red is Leo the Lioness. Leo the Lioness. Hold on, I'll go grab her channel right quick and drop it for you. That way, if you ain't subscribed, you can subscribe and you can turn on your notifications for the charcuterie board challenge. We're gonna have fun. She's already got who the contestants are. She's already got what the money is, what the pot is. Everything's gonna be good. So yeah, I'm gonna put this, paste it. Leo the Lioness. She is the one that's doing the charcuterie board challenge. I just dropped her link. If you ain't subscribed, go subscribe. We're gonna be doing that. Okay, so I am gonna make sure one more time that I check the community boards to make sure we didn't miss no drama. And then I'm gonna talk about this mental health stuff, and then we're gonna go over there and see what's going on in these streets. Um, I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss nothing. I do want to say congratulations again to the Miss O for for her graduation because I'm so excited for her, and that's so amazing in my opinion. And I gotta show love. I gotta show love because she be showing love to me. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta show love to her. But yeah, Miss Leona Lioness, she's gonna be one. And also, this is a person who's doing an update on the Wiley Show, y'all. So I'm gonna put this down there for y'all if y'all want to go back and watch it, add it to you watch later list or whatnot. It will click you out of this live. If you click that, all you gotta do is press your go back button if you do that. Okay, and y'all can put that in y'all watch later list so y'all can see. She time out. She gonna be giving updates on the court date, Wiley Show, and all that stuff. So basically he gonna have a court date and whatnot, and this is an update because we all know about the Wiley Show. We all been here for years together. Let me make sure that I didn't miss nothing. Let me go over here and check the community wiles one more good time and make sure ain't no updates been updated because I gotta check the updates. Now, also 11 hours ago, MU said she's got 906 days sober. So congratulations to you, uh, MU. Congratulations for that. I just want to say that. Anybody that's doing good in their life, I want to make sure I celebrate you and everything else. Okay. So the other day we was talking, and Ray, you wanted to know more about intellectual disabilities, right? So we're gonna talk about that, and I've got it pulled up where we're gonna talk about coping skills and coping mechanisms about mental health awareness. So right now, I'm gonna share screen. Okay, let me go up here to this, and we're gonna share. Okay, intellectual disabilities, also known as general learning disabilities in the United Kingdom, and formerly the mental R word in the United States, is generalized neurodevelopment disorder characterized by significant impairment in intellectual and adaptive functioning that is first apparent during childhood. Children with intellectual disabilities typically have an intelligence quota or IQ below 70 and deficits in at least two adaptive behaviors that affect everyday living. According to the DSM 5, intellectual functions include reasoning, problem solving, planning, abstract thinking, judgment, academic learning, learning from experiences. Deficits in these functions may be confirmed by clinical evaluation and individual standard IQ tests. On the other hand, adaptive behaviors, including the social, developmental, and practical skills people learn to perform tasks in their everyday lives. Deficits in adaptive functioning often compromise an individual's independence and ability to meet their social responsibility. Intellectual disabilities is subdivided into syndromic intellectual disability, in which intellectual deficiencies associated with other medical and behavioral signs and symptoms are present, and non syndromatic intellectual disabilities, which deficiencies appear without other abnormalities. Down syndrome and Fragile X syndrome are examples of syndromatic intellectual disabilities. Intellectual disabilities affect about 2 to 3% of the general population. 75 to 90% of the affected people have mild intellectual disabilities. Non syndromatic or idiopathic cases account for 30 to 50% of these cases. About a quarter of cases are caused by genetic disorders, and about 5% of cases are inherited. Cases of unknown cause affect about 95 million people as of 2013. Signs and symptoms. Intellectual disabilities become apparent during childhood and involve deficits in mental abilities, social skills, and core activities of daily living. When compared to the same age peers, there are often no physical signs of mild forms of ID, although there may be characteristic physical traits when it is associated with a genetic disorder, example, Down syndrome. The level of impairment ranges in severity for each person. Some of the early signs can include delays in reaching or failure to achieve milestones and motor skills development, sitting, crawling, or walking. slowness learning to talk, or continued difficulties with speech and language skills after starting to talk, difficulty with self help and self care, getting dressed, washing, feeding themselves, poor planning or problem solving abilities, difficult following verbal instructions, behavioral and social problems, failure to grow intellectually or continued infant childlike behavior, problems keeping up in school, failure to adapt or adjust to new situations, and difficulty understanding and following social rules. In early childhood, mild ID, which is an IQ between 50 and 69, may not be obvious or identified until children begin school. Even when poor academic performance is recognized, it may take expert assessment to distinguish mild intellectual disabilities from specific learning disabilities or emotional and behavioral disorders. People with mild ID are capable of learning reading and mathematics skills to approximately the level of a typical child aged 9 to 12. They can learn self care and practical skills such as cooking or using the local mass transit system. As individuals with intellectual disability reach adulthood, many learn to live independently and maintain gainful employment. About 85% of persons with ID are likely to have mild ID. Moderate ID, which is an IQ between 35 to 49, is nearly always apparent within the first year of life. Speech delays are particularly common signs of moderate ID. People with moderate ID need considerate support in school, at home, and in the community in order to fully participate. While their academic potential is limited, they can learn simple health and safety skills and to participate in simple activities. As an adult, they may live with their parents in a supportive group home or even semi independently with significant support services to help them. For example, managing their finances as adults, they may work in a sheltered workshop. About 10% of persons with ID are likely to have moderate ID. People with severe ID, which is an IQ between 20 to 34, accounting for 3.5% of persons with ID or profound ID, IQ 19 or below, according to accounting for 1.5% of persons with ID, need more intensive support and supervision for their entire lives. They may learn some ADL and ADLs, but an intellectual disability is considered severe or profound when individuals are unable to independently care for themselves without ongoing significant assistance from a caregiver through adulthood. Individuals with profound ID are completely dependent on others for all ADLs and to maintain their physical health and safety. They may be able to learn to participate in some of these activities to a limited degree. Comorbidity, autism and intellectual disabilities. Intellectual disabilities and autism spectrum disorder share clinical characteristics which can result in confusion while diagnosing. Overlapping these two disorders, while common, can be detrimental to a person's well being. Those with ADS that hold symptoms of ID may be grouped into a co diagnosis in which they are receiving treatment for a disorder they do not have. Likewise, those with ID that are mistaken to have ASD may be treated for symptoms of a disorder they do not have. Differentiating between these two disorders will allow clinicians to deliver or prescribe the appropriate treatments. Comorbidity between ID and ADS is very common. It is estimated that roughly 40% of those with ID also have ASD, and roughly 70% of those with ASD also have ID. More recently, researchers have indicated a prevalence of roughly 30% for ID in individuals with ASD. Both ASD and ID require shortfalls in communication and social awareness as defining criteria. Epilepsy and intellectual disabilities. Around 22% of individuals with ID suffer from epilepsy. The incidence of epilepsy is associated with the level of ID. Epilepsy affects around half or of individuals with profound ID. Proper epilepsy management is particularly crucial in this population as individuals are at risk of sudden unexpected death in epilepsy. Nonetheless, epilepsy management in the ID population can be challenging due to high levels of polypharmacy prescribing, drug interactions, and increased vulnerability to adverse side effects. It is thought that 70% of individuals with ID are pharmacoresistant. However, around only 10% of individuals were prescribed anti-seizure medications licensed for pharmacoresistant epilepsy. Research that shows that certain ASMs, including levethromycin and paracetamol, show similar effects and tolerability in individuals with ID as compared to those without. There is much ongoing research into epilepsy management in the ID populations. There's all different kinds they're showing right here. There's genetic conditions that sometimes disabilities is called by normal genes inherited from parents, error when genes combine, or other reasons like de novo mutations in gene associated with intellectual disabilities. The most prevalent genetic conditions include Down syndrome, Kelflerter syndrome, Fragile X syndrome, neurofibromatosis, congenital hypothyroidism, Williams syndrome, fentanyl urethra PKU, basically, Prader-Willi syndrome. Other genetic conditions include Phelan McDermid syndrome, Mawat Wilson syndrome, genetic cleopathy, and Satteris type X linked intellectual disability are caused by mutation in the PHFA gene. There's all different kind of genetic disorders that cause intellectual disabilities, problems during pregnancy. The fetus doesn't, develop properly. Then you have fetal alcohol syndrome. You have, or the person gets chicken pox during pregnancy. It can cause intellectual disabilities in the baby. If the baby's born extremely early, they can have like their brain doesn't develop fully, and or they have brain bleeds or having a stroke within utero. It can be so many problems. Like during labor and delivery, if the baby doesn't get enough oxygen to the brain. And what happened with my brother, so this is where I'm getting into a personal story of myself. Good morning, Miss Liz. For me, with my brother, he had been born 3 months early with the cord wrapped around his neck, and he died 4 or 5 times, and they brought him back. So he his intellectual disability was not that he couldn't learn. It's just that he never could learn how to speak. He never walked. So he never walked. He never talked. But when it comes down to like he knew what was going on around him, all this other stuff, that part of his brain was fine. His was mostly it where it limited his physical abilities, if that makes sense. And he did have a severe form of epilepsy. He could never gain weight like other people could. Muscle mass, he could not gain that. He was like a baby his entire life. Um, you know, and they told us, he's not going to live a year, he's not going to live 2 years, he's not going to live 3 years. Well, he almost lived to be 18 years old. But that's the part of intellectual disabilities, right? They go around, and a lot of things change with that, right? And so I wanted to make sure that everybody knew what intellectual disabilities are, and how they affect different people. Um, and also intellectual disabilities can be um, you know caused by exposure to certain diseases or toxins, like whooping cough, measles, meningitis. If you're exposed to too much lead or mercury, they had that one case where the child was eating the paint off of little toy cars, and the paint had lead in it. It was the old school lead, and it actually led to the child having intellectual disabilities. The child was fine and normal before they did that. They have also stated that there's some linkings to certain things that can cause it. You know, Many different deficiencies. Iodine deficiencies, malnutrition, when a child's not getting enough food and things like that. They're very, and that's Another thing I will say this, that's why when I watched the situation from, hey Teron, good morning. Um, when I watched the situation with, I know her name, the one that's with Blueface. Um, what is her name? She's Blueface's baby mama. What is her name? Why is it not coming to my head? I'm trying to remember her name right now, y'all. For some reason, her name is not wanting to go through my head. Oh, Christian Rock. Christian Rock. Y'all know if y'all see a picture of her baby, y'all know that she was drinking and doing drugs while she was pregnant, right? That child can have all kinds of health issues because of that. Fatal alcohol syndrome is a real thing. And not to mention, if you're doing that during the developments, see, people got to think when you're pregnant, whatever you do and whatever you ingest, also the baby gets, right? So during those situations like that, um, that baby can have all kinds of gene mutations, all kinds of problems. Um, you got to think about not just yourself, but if you, the baby's beautiful. I love the baby. I think the baby's gorgeous, and I don't want that baby to go through nothing. But it's common sense that if you're drinking and doing things while you're pregnant, that baby can have all kind of problems because of that. And I don't feel sorry for Christian Rock, and I don't feel sorry for Blueface. They can go both kiss my, you know what, because that innocent child did not deserve, in my opinion, to have to deal with the stuff they're having to deal with because of mommy and daddy was too worried about one upping each other and fighting each other than the health of this child. This child deserved better. And it's sad to say, what's going to happen with this child in 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Um, it really does break my heart into a million pieces because the child does not deserve, and I will say that Blueface was sentenced in August of 2024 to 4 years in prison. And Christian, I heard something about Blueface updates fans on it. He's supposed to be released. He made some kind of update in October about him supposedly being released. Um, but how do you spell her dang name? Christian. Krishan. Krishan. Yeah, Krishan. Let me make sure I'm making sure I'm saying it right. But the baby is a beautiful baby. But I feel so sad that child is having to deal with all the issues that it's having to deal with because of mommy and daddy. And I don't like, there were some people trying to drag the baby for his looks and all this other stuff. No, don't drag that baby. That ain't that baby's fault what his mama and daddy do. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that baby's fault that mom and daddy care more about themselves than they do him. You know what I'm saying? Like here, let me show this. Reason I say it's a beautiful baby, but the how the eyes are far apart and how he's not really paying attention and can't focus is a huge sign of fatal alcohol syndrome. And there's also a chromosome one that is possible. Um, you know, I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose this beautiful baby with anything, and I don't really want to. And I wish to God this beautiful baby didn't have to deal with what the mommy and daddy did, right? But the poor baby's got to deal with this now, right? The poor child that didn't deserve to have all this happen to them. Beautiful baby, in my opinion. Um, the baby's just gorgeous. He's a beautiful little boy. But I'm so saddened that she's trying to say there's nothing wrong with my baby. Did you know that early intervention is one of the hugest things that helps children who have disabilities in any way? When this child gets a little bit older and the child's trying to talk and trying to walk and do these things, and if he's not doing it on time, early intervention can help this baby. Don't be in denial. Help your children. Okay? I'm just saying. Beautiful baby. It's just sad that because of her deciding to go out and still party and do things and have, you know, out here acting a fool while you're pregnant, not realizing what can happen. And I know a lot of people love Christian, and you can love her all you want, but don't deny the fact of what she did to that baby. Don't deny that fact. She was out here drinking and smoking and doing things while pregnant. You can't deny that. So we're going to say a little prayer for this baby, that somebody steps up and makes sure that he gets the early intervention that he's going to probably need because of her decisions. Now, you know, I a lot of people don't know what fatal alcohol syndrome is. And it's a thing that everybody should look into. Um, if you know anybody that's pregnant, don't let them drink while pregnant, and don't let them do drugs while pregnant because it's not, you know, I'm going to show you what the characteristics are for someone, for a baby that, you know, has fatal alcohol syndrome. So they have a low nasal bridge, minor ear abnormalities, micropathia, the upper lip, the smooth philtrum. It's the way their eyes are set apart is also a huge thing. Um, you know, a person with um, fatal alcohol syndrome, it's like it's very, like you can tell it because of the eye shape and all that, right? So I'm gonna show you. The shape of the way the jaw is, railroad track ears, and then we're gonna look and compare. You know, that poor baby is, that's what that baby's having to deal with, pretty much. Now there's another one that could be possible. There is a genetic disorder, um, called it's an X chromosome one, but that baby's got fatal alcohol syndrome. Sure as I'm sitting here, and I'm not a doctor and cannot say for sure, but that baby needs early intervention and a lot of things. We're actually going to look at what um, from the Mayo Clinic. What is an overview of theirs? So we're going to share that right quick. What is fatal alcohol syndrome? That just breaks my heart to see an innocent little child go through that. Fatal alcohol syndrome is a condition in that a child results from alcohol exposure during pregnancy. Hold on, give me just a second. Um, can cause the child to have disabilities related to behavior, learning, and thinking, and physical development. The symptoms of fatal alcohol syndrome vary from child to child but are lifelong. Fatal alcohol syndrome is the severe end of fatal alcohol spectrum disorder, FASD, is a range of conditions in the child caused by the mother drinking alcohol during pregnancy. There is no amount of alcohol that's known to be safe to drink during pregnancy. If you drink during pregnancy, you place your baby at risk for fatal alcohol syndrome. If you suspect your child has fatal alcohol syndrome, talk to your doctor or other healthcare professionals as soon as possible. Early diagnosis and treatment may help lessen some issues. Symptoms: the severity of fatal alcohol syndrome varies. Some children have far greater problems than others do. Symptoms of fatal alcohol syndrome may include any of the mix of the issues with how the body develops, thinking, learning, and behavior, and function and coping in daily life. How the body develops may include facial structures that are typical of fatal alcohol syndrome. These may include small eyes, a very thin upper lip, a flat nose bridge, and a smooth skin surface between the nose and upper lip. Slow physical growth before and after birth, delayed development including taking longer to reaching milestones such as sitting, talking, and walking. vision or hearing problems, smaller than average head and brain size, changes with how the heart, kidneys, and bone develop, poor coordination or balance, being jittery or hyperactive, learning and thinking issues, intellectual disabilities, and learning disorders, including trouble with memory, learning new things, focusing and thinking, not understanding the results of choices made, poor judgment skills such as having a hard time thinking through issues, problem solving, reasoning, and making decisions that affect everyday life, short attention span that affects staying with a task and finishing, poor concept of time that impacts following schedules, knowing what time to leave in order to arrive on time, and understanding how long a task will take. Trouble with organizing and planning or working toward a goal, including trouble understanding and following directions. Social and behavioral issues. Function in everyday life, coping and interacting with others may include challenges in school with attendance, learning behavior, and interacting with others. Trouble getting along with others, including struggling with communication and social skills, trouble adapting to change or switching from one task to another, issues with behavior with controlling emotions and actions, problems managing life skills such as telling time, self care, managing money, staying safe, being easily influenced by others or taken advantage of, quickly changing moods. If you are pregnant and can't stop drinking alcohol, ask your obstetrician, primary care doctor, or other healthcare professional for help. You may also choose to talk to a mental health professional. A social worker can direct you to communicate programs that offer help, for example, Alcoholics Anonymous. Because early diagnosis may help lessen the risk of some challenges for children with fatal alcohol syndrome. Let your child's healthcare professional know if you drank alcohol while you were pregnant. Don't wait for your child to have issues before seeking help. If you adopted a child or providing foster care, you may not know if the biological mother drank alcohol while pregnant. International adoption from some countries may have a higher rate of alcohol use by pregnant mothers. If you have concerns about your child's learning or behavior, talk to your child's healthcare professional. Find out what may be causing these problems. Um, we all know the causes is drinking. It's alcohol. Alcohol goes into your bloodstream inside the womb, and the placenta provides oxygen and nutrients to a developing baby. The alcohol reaches your baby by passing through the placenta. Alcohol causes a higher blood alcohol level in your developing baby than in your body. That's because the baby breaks down and gets rid of alcohol slower than an adult does. Alcohol is toxic to the baby's cells. Exposure to alcohol before birth can harm how the body develops and cause permanent brain damage in a developing baby. The more you drink while pregnant, the greater risk to your unborn baby. But any amount of alcohol puts your baby at risk. Your baby's brain, heart, and blood. Let's go back to what we were. Sorry about that. Risk factors, obviously, you're drinking and you're pregnant, or you might be pregnant. Complications, behavioral issues after your child is born can result from having fatal alcohol syndrome. These are called secondary disabilities and may include ADHD, aggressive, improper social behavior, and breaking rules and laws, alcohol or recreational drug use, mental health conditions such as depression, anxiety, or eating disorders, challenges staying in or completing school, not being able to get along with others, challenges with independent living and getting and keeping jobs, sexual behaviors that are not proper, early death by accident, homicide, or suicide. Do not drink alcohol if you're trying to get pregnant. Do not drink alcohol at any time during your pregnancy. Consider giving up alcohol during your childbearing years. If you have an alcohol problem, get help before you become pregnant. The reason I bring up this issue, right, is we look at situations. Hey, VS, good morning, love. Good morning, the hood, the Beef Sector podcast. Good morning. Um, you know, like Christian Rock's situation with Blueface and hers baby. She was drinking the entire time of her pregnancy. We saw her in videos. I was upset because a lot of her fans, when people were calling her out for that, were calling them haters. No, they were not haters. They were worried. She's pregnant. You can't drink while you're pregnant. There were people trying to say, well, they were trying to excuse the behavior. No, there is no excuse for that kind of behavior. I don't care if you like her or you don't like her. If you think she's a cool person or not, that's still something that she shouldn't have done while pregnant. Okay, so that's what fatal alcohol syndrome is, and I pray to God that that baby gets the help that they deserve because where she's trying to deny that the baby has something wrong with it, she's not getting the actual help the baby needs. Also, congratulations again, the Miss O, for your graduation, baby girl. I did drop your cash app in here earlier for anybody who wanted to bless you and told them that you had your registry up on your wall. On the Didn't you put it on the DMIS O2 page, if I'm not mistaken, so people would know where to go find it? I want to make sure people know where to go find it. I wanted to make sure they can bless you for your graduations. Beautiful. Congratulations. And I was saying, girl, I wanted to see your hair and nails because I know that you went and got your hair and nails done and stuff. You know me. I love seeing somebody looking all cute and stuff. But congratulations again, beautiful. Um, so that's another thing that we note about, people with some people having. Oh, you haven't posted it yet, but you are going to post it on the backup page, the DMSO2 page. I was making sure to note where you're doing it. That way I could share it out. Okay, but I am going to share out your secondary page because you did do a live the other day. For those who did not get to see it, they can go back and watch that live. For some reason that I didn't get your notification. YouTube is tripping on me, or maybe I was asleep. I don't know. I have been sick and I've been sleeping a lot more than normal for me. Okay, so I'm gonna post your backup page right quick for those who want to check that out when she does post her registry thingy, and you want to buy her a gift for her graduation. She's gonna post it up. We have not talked about that case yet, DMSO. I was waiting on you to tell me what case you want to do for Thursday because it's you get first pick because your graduation tomorrow. So you tell me what case you want to talk about tomorrow, and then it's going to be number one on the docket. And then number two is going to be what Jay Dunn says that she's going to talk about. But I wanted to give you first dibs because it's your graduation, and congratulations. Because you going to get number one. And tomorrow, that's gonna be our thing. It's gonna be your thing. It's gonna be all about that. But we are also going to talk about today's Wellness Wednesday, mental health and coping mechanisms. Um, so I'm going to share this tab instead. Mental health disorders are patterns of symptoms, psychological behavior, or both that cause distress and can have negative effects on your personal, social, or work life. Mental health disorders are characterized by issues regarding mood, thoughts, and behaviors. They may also be referred to as psychological disorders, mental illness, and mental health conditions. Depressive disorders and anxiety disorders are among the most common mental health disorders. The rates are higher in females, young adults, and adults identifying as more than two races. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, mental illness affects around 1 in 5 adults in the United States. Mental health professionals in the United States diagnose mental health conditions using a handbook of symptoms called the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, 5th edition. It's called the DSM 5, which also offers a list of diagnostic codes. Please keep in mind that only an experienced mental health professional can make a diagnosis. Most mental health conditions are treatable, often through talk therapy, aka psychotherapy, medication, or both. While not a comprehensive list of all mental health diagnoses, you can learn more about different mental health disorders and their symptoms and treatments by browsing the list below. Make sure I didn't miss that in the chat so far. Okay, I have it. Anxiety disorders. Anxiety disorders are defined by disproportionately high levels of fear, anxiety, and avoidance in response to certain objects or situations. Panic attacks are common in anxiety disorders, but they can occur in other disorders too. Agoraphobia, generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorders, separation anxiety disorders, specific phobias, postpartum anxiety, social anxiety disorders. Then there are mood disorders, are mental health conditions that affect your mood. Depressive disorders involve sad, em- empty, or irritable moods, along with physical and thought cognitive changes that affect your ability to function. Bipolar disorders involve extreme mood shifts, such as between the highs of mania and the lows of depression. So we have depressive disorders, and underneath that is major depressive disorders, persistent depressive disorders, peripartum depressive, postpartum depressive, premenstrual dysphoric disorders, seasonal affective disorders, and situational depression. Then we have bipolar disorder, major depressive episodes, hypomaniac episodes, manic episodes, mixed features, clyothymic disorders, additional specific specifiers for bipolar disorder. Substance related disorders. Alcohol and substance use disorders involve changes in the brain's chemistry that create a dependency on the substance you're using. People with these conditions may experience dependency withdrawal symptoms and impairment in their personal or work lives that are related to substance abuse. Alcohol use disorder, opiate use disorder, substance use disorder. Then we have schizophrenia and related disorders. Schizophrenia spectrum disorders are defined by challenges in one or more of these five areas: delusions, hallucinations, disorganized thoughts or speech, abnormal movement such as catatonia, and negative symptoms such as lack of motivation, pleasure, or emotional expressions. Brief psychotic disorders, catatonia, delusional disorders, postpartum psychosis, psychotic disorders not otherwise specified, schizophrenia, schizoaffective disorder, schizophrenia form disorder, and schizotypical personality disorder. Then you have OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, and OCD spectrum disorders involving elements of thoughts, obsessions, and behaviors, compulsions. This is this disorder in this group shares some characteristics but are not different in many ways. Body dysmorphic disorder, hoarding disorder, dermatillomania, obsessive compulsive disorder, and trichotillomania. Feeding and eating disorders are defined by disruptive eating patterns that involve a change in how much you eat or how much food your body absorbs. Avoidant restrictive food intake disorder, which is called ARFID, anorexia nervosa, binge eating disorder, bulimia nervosa, pica, rumination disorder, stress related disorders, acute stress disorder, adjustment disorder, disinhibited social engagement disorder, post traumatic stress disorder, reactive attachment disorder. Trauma or stressors related disorders are disorders where having experimental experienced trauma or extreme stress in an essential part of the diagnosis. Stress related disorders have close links with anxiety disorders, obsessive compulsive disorders, and dissociative disorders. Dissociative, dissociative disorders involve a disruption to the typical states of awareness, impairing your consciousness, memory, identity, emotions, and perceptions of yourself and your surroundings. Often they develop due to stress or traumatic situations. Dispersonalization deregulation disorder, dissociative amnesia, dissociative uh, fog, dissociative, dissociative identity disorder, dissociative disorder not otherwise specified. Neurodevelopment disorders. This is where neurodivergence come in. When people say they're neurodivergent, we were talking about that the other day, Ray, and everybody, we were talking about that. This is where we call your neurodivergent. Okay. Attention deficit hyperactive disorder, ADHD. Autism spectrum disorder, Asperger's syndromes, Rett syndrome, expressive language disorder, intellectual disabilities, social pragmatic communication disorders, specific learning disorders, stereotypic movement disorders, transit tic disorders. Neurodevelopment disorders begin early in child development, often before a child starts grade school. These disorders are defined by a development issue that affect your personal, social, school, or work life. When you're neurodivergent, your brain works differently, pretty much. Then we have personality disorders. They're a group of 10 disorders that involve a persistent pattern of thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that are very different from cultural expectations and can lead to significant stress or disruption in your life. Antisocial personality disorder, avoidant personality disorder, borderline personality disorder, dependent personality disorder, hystonic personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder, obsessive compulsive personality disorder, paranoid personality disorder, schizo- schizoid personality disorder, schizotypical personality disorder, sexual dysfunctions, and paraphilic, 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 phalic disorders, which is sexual dysfunction, basically. It's a significant problem with your ability to experience sexual arousal or sexual pleasure, which is erectile dysfunction, female sexual arousal disorder, genital pelvic pain penetration disorder, which can be called dysphoria or vaginismus, hypoactive sexual desire disorder, orgasmic disorders, paraphilias, exhibitist disorder, fetish fetishic disorder, federourizic disorder, pedophilic sexual masochism, transvestic disorder, voyeuristic disorder, persistent genital arousal, premature early ejaculation. I don't like sleep wake disorders affect the quality amount of sleep you get. These symptoms usually involve distress during the daytime and can interfere with your ability to function in day to day life. Um, CRS, which is carci- circadian rhythm sleep wake disorder, hypersomnolence, insomnia, nightmare disorder, hycolepsy, restless leg syndrome, non-rapid eye movement sleep arousal disorder, sleep terror disorder, sleepwalking disorder, sleep paralysis. There's a lot of sleepers. Neurocognitive disorders, which include Alzheimer's, major neurocognitive disorders, mild neurocognitive disorders, and Parkinson's disease. Childhood mental health disorders, um, often labeled as developmental disorders or learning disorders, often arise and are diagnosed when the child of school age adults may also relate to some of these symptoms or these disorders, but typically the symptoms need to have first appeared at some point in childhood. Conductive disorders, disorders of written expression, disruptive mood, dysregulation disorder, inocorpresia, oppositional defiant disorder, reading disorder, selective mutism, Tourette, Tourette syndrome. Other mental health disorders and symptoms um, include following bereavement, conversion disorder, diabulimia, gaming disorder, gender dysphoria, illness anxiety disorders, intermittent explosive disorders, kleptomania, psychotic disorders not otherwise specified, pyromania, sex addiction, shared psychotic disorder, somatic symptom disorder, and stuttering. Now, those are just a list of a crap ton of them, right? There are a crap ton of different mental health issues. This is some, we were talking about coping mechanisms the other day. This is some things that you can use as coping mechanisms, right? You can use distractions. Clean or organize your environment, dance, doodle on paper, draw, garden, go for a drive, go for a walk, go shopping, hug a stuffed animal, listen to music, paint, photography, play a game, play an instrument, put a puzzle together, read, sing. Take a break, take a shower or bath, watch pet videos on YouTube, watch a movie. Right. Cognitive coping. Act opposite of negative feelings. Brainstorm solutions. Make a gratitude list. Read an inspirational quote. Reward yourself when successful. Slowly count to 10. Take a class. Think about someone you love. Think about something funny. Use positive self talk. Visualize your favorite place. Write a list of goals. Write a list of pros and cons for decisions. Write a list of strengths. Write a positive note. Tension releasers. If you have high tension, chew gum, cry, exercise or play sports, laugh, stretch, use a stress ball. There's many different coping mechanisms that you can use if you're going through something, right? um there's basically strategies to help you deal with stress and uncomfortable emotions. Whether you realize it or not, you are using coping mechanisms regularly. You don't even know you're doing it, but you're doing it. These behaviors can help you cope with stress in a positive way, and some can be harmful. See, that's why I try to say use positive coping mechanisms, because sometimes the not positive, like drinking alcohol, where we were talking about, people who are using um, illicit drugs and bad things and hurting themselves and cutting themselves and doing all these things, those are not positive coping mechanisms. Those can hurt you. So you want to look at positive and good coping skills to help yourself in a better way, right? Why do we use coping mechanisms? Coping mechanisms help decrease the side effects of stress. The stress response is triggered by the flight or fight response, right? Um, of your sympathetic nervous system. The causes change in your body to help you prepare to run away or face potential danger head on. Side effects of stress response include increased heart rate, increased breathing, high blood pressure, increased alertness, heightened senses, release of glucose, sugar into your bloodstream for energy. These psychological changes are helpful when you are in danger situation. However, they are also meant to be temporary, so not all the time. Unfortunately, your body doesn't know the difference between actual danger and emotional stress. And chronic stress can lead to problems such as difficulty sleeping, changes in appetite, headaches, stomach pain, body aches, rashes, sadness, anxiety, depression, or lack of interest in activities. Coping styles. Two common ways that people cope with stress are problem focused coping and emotional focused coping. Problem focused coping aims to change or eliminate the source of your stress. This type of coping works if you have some control over the situation that is causing you stress. Examples of problem focused strategies for specific situations could include: you frequently fly with your partner, which causes a stressful, fight with your partner, and it causes a stressful relationship, right? Well, the things that you could do as a response to the frequent fights is seeking counsel, setting boundaries, or in the relationship. Another situation could be your job requires you to do a presentation, but public speaking causes you stress. So you could practice in front of family or friends, hire a public speaking coach, take a public speaking course, find a different job that does not require public speaking. Another situation is you are diagnosed with high blood pressure, right? Your possible responses could be talk to your healthcare provider about medication, exercise regularly, reduce your salt intake. So those are considered coping mechanisms, and a lot of people don't even realize they're doing it. Okay, here we go on another one. Emotion focused coping. Unfortunately, it's impossible to avoid stress completely, particularly in situations in which you have no control over. The source of your stress. Emotion focused coping strategies can help you change the way you respond to your stress. Examples of emotion focused strategies for specific situations could include: your partner is diagnosed with cancer, causing you fear and anxiety. So, what you can do as a possible response: gather information and focus on the facts, join a support group, Journal about your feelings. Another situation, you are attending a party, but being around a group of people makes you anxious. So, your possible responses could be practice deep breathing, arrive with a friend for social support, plan topics of the conversation. Coping mechanisms and defense mechanisms are terms that are different, sometimes used interchangeably. However, coping mechanisms can be described as skills a person uses intentionally to deal with stressful situations, while defense mechanisms are often automatic or subconscious. Types of coping mechanisms. Not all coping mechanisms are helpful. In fact, some can even be harmful. Adaptive coping mechanisms are positive coping skills, while maladaptive coping mechanisms are negative coping skills. Adaptive coping mechanisms examples include deep breathing, meditation, exercising, journal, talking with a friend, positive thoughts, taking a bath, reading a book, aromatherapy. Those are just a few of the examples, right? And then we have maladaptive coping mechanisms, which are bad. They're not good for you. They commonly occur in people who have experienced childhood trauma or abuse. Though these behaviors might temporarily distract you from your stress, they can eventually lead to physical and emotional harm. Drinking excess in these examples include, but are not limited to, drinking excessive amounts of alcohol, using drugs, anger outbursts, denying or ignoring the problem, self harm, binge eating, negative thoughts, isolating yourself. How to improve your coping skills. If you find that your coping skills need some improvement, try these tips. Identify your stressor. Positive coping mechanisms are most effective when you can identify the cause of your stress. You can figure out your triggers, all these other things, right? You figure out what's going on, what's being the stress of the situation. Take note of current coping skills. Notice how you respond to your stressor. Determine whether you are currently using positive or negative coping mechanisms. Try something new. You might need to try several different coping skills to find the one that works best for you. Make it a habit. Incorporate your coping skill into your daily schedule. For example, take 5 minutes during your workday to do some deep breathing or meditation, even if you aren't feeling stressed. Get some help. If you find it particularly difficult to build a positive coping skill or get rid of negative ones, consider talking to a therapist. Coping mechanisms are behaviors that aim to avoid stress or unpleasant emotions. These behaviors can be positive, adaptive, or negative, maladaptive. Problem focused coping aims to eliminate or change the source of your stress, while emotions focused on coping helps you change the way you react to your stressor. That's, what I was talking about yesterday, pretty much. You know, the coping mechanism that you use can be negative and or positive, depending on how you do it, right? And mental health is very important because a lot of people don't realize that your mental health, right? Your mental health can affect your physical health. It is very linked, and a lot of people don't know this, that a lot of people with high blood pressure is because they have anxiety disorders. Like my ADHD affects my blood pressure sometimes and my pulse rate, right? My rate stays very high because of that, right? So, that's why a lot of people need to make sure that they're taking care of their mental health because to take care of your physical health, you also have to take care of your mental health. They are one and the same. It's all part of taking care of yourself, right? Mental health is a component of behavioral health that includes our emotional, psychological, and social well being. Mental health is the state of well being that enables us to cope with the stress of life, realize our abilities, and learn well and work well and contribute to our communities. Mental health is closely linked to your physical health. For example, depression increases the risk of many types of physical, long lasting chronic conditions like diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. Similarly, the presence of chronic conditions can increase the risk for developing a mental health condition. So sometimes when you have physical problems like back pain or you deal with pain on a daily basis, or all these other things can also link to your mental health. So it's a well-rounded thing. You have to take care of all of it, not just a little of it, right? And don't be ashamed. Like, I want to take the stigma out of it. Do not be ashamed to take care of your mental health. It is very important for yourself and the others around you and the people you love. Mental health is not simply the absence of mental health conditions, it's also about the presence of well-being and the ability to thrive. Many factors influence our ability to thrive and express optimal well being, such as family and community relationships, access to opportunities, environmental circumstance. You can experience positive well being even if you are living with a mental health condition. Having access to effective treatment that helps to manage symptoms, along with presence of safe, stable, and nurturing relationships environments, can help. People who don't have mental health conditions may still face challenges to their mental health. So, even if you don't have, let's say, a diagnosis of an actual mental health, it's still good for you to check in on your mental health. Good morning to Hood Table. Hey, beautiful. You know, um, you know, it's a lot of people don't think about, um, what your mental health really is and how things do. So, examples of things that can affect your mental health are social drivers such as experiencing interpersonal and institutional discrimination, lack of access to housing, healthcare, and education, lack of access to employment, economic opportunities, adverse childhood experiences, and other types of interpersonal violence, social isolation, poor emotional well being or coping skills, ongoing or chronic medical conditions such as a traumatic brain injury, cancer, or diabetes, use of alcohol and drugs. These are risk factors um, of experiencing poor mental health while, um, you know, trying examples of protective factors, access to quality employment, housing, and education, strong social connections, stable positive relationships, positive coping skills, living in a safe community with access to preventative care and mental and physical health services. A lot of things can affect your mental health, in this world. Um, so, make sure that you're looking into ways to help with your mental health conditions, right? We all have something in our life that affects us on a daily basis. And so it affects you in so many different ways and stuff. What I want everyone to do today is to try to find your coping mechanism. I want you to look into your coping mechanism, right? And find out what works best for you. I want you to make sure you take care of yourself today. Take care of your mental health. Take care of who you are and what you're going through. And if something stresses you too much, take time away from it. Like, even let's say the beef sector streets. For some people, the beef sector may be a way to get away from their normal life. And it may be fun for them. And it may be ha ha, key, right? And for some people, it actually causes stress and harm. If you ever notice anything causes you stress or harm, please do not engage. Walk away. Take time for yourself. Find something else better. Like, even if it affects you on a mental level, please do not stay. It is not good for your health. I don't. It's not good for you, right? But if this is the way that you use it as an entertainment thing, you take time away. This is your, escape from reality, if that makes sense. And it does like make you like ha ha he kiki and all that, and it doesn't affect you. Then you're okay. But if you start noticing it affect your mental health, take breaks, take time away. If it starts affecting you in a negative fashion, don't do it. And this goes for anything in life. Take care of yourself first. You have one life to live. Make sure it's the best that it can possibly be. find you some things to do in this life that help you and that make you grow as a human, that make you happy. You know, um, I don't see myself ever being like, oh my God, this is, no, this doesn't really affect my mental health or anything like that. For me, it's just a fun thing that I like to, you know, be there for. But for some, it may. So that's why I'm giving you, the information you can use. And if you do need help, please reach out to a local psychologist or psychiatrist in your area. Do not be ashamed to get help. Therapy is an amazing tool. There's a lot of stigma in a lot of communities about going to therapy and being in therapy. Like, oh, why do you need therapy? Some do not let anybody ever make you feel shamed about going to therapy. It is a good thing. The old school people, a lot of the older generation think therapy is a bad thing. It is not. It is very good for you. Okay. So please make sure you take care of your mental health today, tomorrow, and for the rest of your life. Now, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to look to see who is live, um, and see what's going on these streets. Um, I miss Mother's cleanup, y'all. I got to go watch Mother's cleanup. I missed it. I missed it. But I am going to go check that out and see what's going on with that. Let's see who's live right now. We have Pinocchio's World, which is Rodney, if you didn't know. We have the D Ham Show. We have the Court TV Law and Crime Network. We have It's With It's TV. Queen 88 is live. C Vol, Madam O, Kamisha Reviews, which if y'all don't know who Kamisha Reviews is, that's Lockhead Boss Lady. She is live right now. Uh, I know y'all, some of y'all remember who Lockhead Boss Lady is. She is live right now. She went into doing her own thing. I am trying out this new thing. This is Riverside FM. If anybody's in the chat that'd be willing to hit the link so we can test out uh, the, what do you call it, the guesting thing to see if it works, please do so now because I'm not far from ending. I just want to see how it will react to a guest. Um, or whatnot. And the link should be pinned at the top of the screen. I just want to see if somebody can come up and how it works. That's all. I'm just trying to check that right quick because this is a new streaming platform and I don't know how it's going to work. Hey, Miss Coffee. Also, Demon So, if you're still here, let me know which case specifically that you want to talk about tomorrow. Either underneath this live or I'll make a post on my community wall because I want to make sure we go over that one specifically, and we could talk about it and everything else. Um, who's still here right now? Let's see. If you're still here right now and you chilling, hey Robzilla, what's up? What's good with you? I need somebody to hit the link if they can or try to so I can see how this guessing thing works and see if it actually works. Um, if somebody could just do that right quick so I could see. Because this is a new streaming apparatus called Riverside FM, and I ain't never tried this before. So if somebody could just pop up right quick and let me try that right quick and see how it works. Because it's not showing me anybody is back here. And let's see, copy link below and share it with others. That's what I did. Ha, 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 ha. I'm tired of feeling. So, I don't know how this one works, y'all. That's what it's telling me to share. I'm gonna try to click on it myself, see what it does. I have no idea, y'all. I'm trying to test this thing out so we can get a clear view if it's working or not. I don't know, y'all, Chad. I'm gonna have to play around with this one more. James basically stated it took him to some look. Hey, Snoopy Snoop. I hope you're having a good day at work, love. I'm trying to figure out this new thing. So supposedly, uh, when you click on that link, it takes you to, if you're on a phone, it tries to make you download the dang app or something. Child, I don't know, but this is something new, so we were trying something new. This one's a little different than the other ones. I am going to try something else tomorrow. So if anybody has any suggestions of something they've seen that's like Riverside, that's like Restream, that's like StreamYard, and you know about it, please post it underneath this video. Let me know what streaming apparatus you would like me to use. That is a streaming thing. So let me know up in the comments. We fixing to jump on up out of here and have a good day for everyone. We've been on this thing now for let's see how long. We've been on this thing for almost 2 hours. So I want everybody to have a blessed, beautiful day. See, I can't even. This one I don't know if I like it so much or whatnot. It's kind of weird. Like the chat's not updating like it's supposed to and all this other stuff or something. I don't know. Um, you've been trying to get on for 30 minutes, so this one, yeah, this one's a little weird. This one's a little weird, y'all. Even it's a little weird, y'all. It's a little weird. So basically, it's not as good as Restream so far, and I'm having to look. Hey, Kenna H. Hey, Kenna Boo. I'm trying to look. I'm having to look at my YouTube and this at the same time in order to sometimes see the chat. So that's kind of weird. But I am gonna this one. I did try Restream, Kenna, and have been. Restream's been acting good, but for some reason Restream don't work good with Jay Dizzle. So that's why I decided I was gonna try new things. And somebody suggested this one yesterday, Riverside. I don't know if I like this one too much. I admit it, guys. Between the four that I've tried so far, I would state that Restream and StreamYard are the best between the four. UvaMax, it worked pretty good, but it has a 2 hour limit. Now it worked good on having you know guests and all that other stuff. It worked really good on that. So Ubermax was one of those things that was, you know what I mean. I believe if you paid for Ubermax, it might be okay because maybe they wouldn't cut you off. Do I sound real far away? I don't know what's going on with all this weirdness. But so I tried this today, y'all. So if it wasn't the best, y'all, I am the test dummy of the sector right now. But if y'all find other streaming things, Demon Soul Boo, just underneath this video when I end, or maybe you'll go live and tell me which one you want, or put it on your community wall. Um, Tell me what case you specifically want to look into, because I want to make sure that you get on tomorrow. You get first choice for True Crime Thursday, and I may go back to where some days I talk about mental health, and some days I might just do true crime. I'm thinking about changing it up again. See how things go. But I want y'all all to have a blessed and beautiful day. I will see y'all on these streets. I'm gonna go ahead and end it because this new thing's kind of making me mad. Um, it's kind of making me mad, y'all. It's kind of making me mad. I don't quite like this one too much, but I did learn how to upload my intro and outro video to this dang thing. But it is weird. I will say that much. So far, I don't like this one. I think I like the Ubermax better than I like this one. This is gonna be the last one on the list. Like, maybe if you was just doing a podcast, maybe possibly this might be awesome. But I don't know too much. Y'all have a beautiful, blessed day. I will see y'all on these streets.
I'm from the TUPELO. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show from the TUPELO. I'm reppin' my hood to the day that I go from the TUPELO. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show from the TUPELO. I'm ripping my hood to the day that I go.
I'm from the west side, we don't need no introduction, this was the best ride. We all big boy rolling and holding, come take a test drive. Hilldale, Evergreen, Glenkirk, Outer Street, bending every corner on the west, and that's where I'll be. Sunroof back, Captain seat banging down 1800, chunking up the deuce to my post slanging down on 1800. Show no love to the ladies that's training round on 1800, making time stand still, crystalline swinging down 1800. Watching out for them knuckleheads that be stangin' round on 1800. Big rims and low pros be blangin' round on 1800. Better completely change the way you're thinking about round 1800. Really hate to see you boys get left slanking round 1800. Out of street got some history, just let Captain C lay it out. If I don't finish it all on this one, let the second verse play it out. Remember the blue apartments and OG standing back there by 60 deep. Bull walking, Charles Blue, a big Anthony Hughes and Pee
I'm
Wee.
from the TUPELO. I'm reppin' my from the TUPELO. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show from the TUPELO. I'm rippin' my hood to the day that I go from the TUPELO. I'm rippin' my hood, so love I'm gon'